So Tipu Sultan was a junior contemporary of the last powerful Mughal emperor Aurangzeb. What Aurangzeb did in a span of 50 years throughout most of India, Tipu did the same thing in just 4 states in a span of about 17 years in South India. Your Majesty would soon proceed to prosecute a holy war against the infidels. Should those infidel Brahmins, that means he's referring to the Marathas, should those infidel Brahmins direct their power, the hands of the heroes of the faith of our Muslim soldiers in this part of the world shall be raised for their punishment. We should unite in carrying on a holy war against these infidels. Delhi, the seat of government of the Mohammedan faith. Delhi, the seat of government of the Mohammedan faith has been reduced to this state of ruin so that the infidels altogether prevail now. We should unite in carrying a holy war against the infidels and free these regions of Hindustan in the service of Islam. So this was Tipu Sultan's letter to the Afghan king named Zaman Shah, written sometime in 1794 or 95. This letter was part of Tipu's invitation to Zaman Shah to invade India and establish the sword of Islam in the country and free it from the darkness of the Kafirs. So this letter is just one tiny sample of hundreds of such letters that Tipu wrote to various people, like the Caliph in Turkey and also to the French whom he invited to occupy India, and then they would, he dreamt of sharing the spoils of the conquest. So over the last 40 odd years and up to the present time, this Islamic bigot Tipu Sultan has been hailed in the following terms. He was a freedom fighter, he was a tiger, he was a liberator of what I don't know, he was a patron of Hinduism, he was a tolerant ruler, and even more hilariously, one Kannada article in a mainstream newspaper described Tipu as a rocket scientist. So what does the oral tradition in Karnataka and Kerala say about Tipu? So in Coorg and Sakleshpur region, street dogs are named after Tipu. And a branch of the Iyengar community hailing from Melkote near Mysore, for generations together, it still doesn't celebrate Deepavali. From this, I'm talking about a period that began roughly in the late 18th century. From then on, one lineage of Melkote Iyengars, they do not celebrate Deepavali because it was precisely on the day of Deepavali, back then, that Tipu massacred more than 10,000 Iyengars in Melkote. And several Kodava, that is Coorgi, Kodavas, several Kodava Muslim families still retain their original Hindu surnames, their last names, family name. They still retain their original names despite forcible conversion of their ancestors by Tipu. Then the Kerala oral tradition remembers Tipu's visit to the Malabar as the deadly Padayotam, which means military march, where he literally burnt down Malabar, Kozhikode and several parts of Malabar right down to the ground. Only all that was left was ashes. So this, the Kerala local legends remember this as Padayotam.